Which stock is the better buy, Amazon or Alphabet? I'm going to answer that question in this video looking at some really cool charts. So stay tuned and let's get right into it. First, let's look at the price changes in 2022. Amazon stock was down 49.6%, while Alphabet stock was down 38.67%. Now let's look at revenue quarterly going back to 2014. This is a really awesome chart for both companies have shown incredible revenue growth over the years. Amazon much better than Alphabet in terms of revenue growth. You see they started out relatively close right before let's say 2013, and that difference has just gotten wider and wider and wider over the years, where its most recent quarter Amazon reported 127 billion in revenue and Alphabet reported 69 billion. So now let's look at profitability, right? It's one thing to grow revenue. I always say it's easy to grow revenue without profitability, right? Because you can offer an excellent service or product, price it low enough to where so many people want to buy it, but it's not high enough to generate profitability. The difficult thing is to generate revenue growth and profit growth, right? That's the hard part. And in this regard, Alphabet has done a better job. You saw how Amazon was way ahead of Alphabet in terms of revenue growth and revenue overall, but Alphabet is way ahead of Amazon in terms of profitability, and it's been that way for several years. Alphabet has grown its profitability very nicely. Amazon, on the other hand, had a nice run here during the pandemic when sales were booming and profits were booming for the company, but those have come down, and Alphabet's revenue net income in its most recent quarter of 13.9 billion was way ahead of Amazon's 2.87 billion. And even if you look back historically, Alphabet has always been more profitable than Amazon. It's just in a more profitable business selling advertising on free consumer products, and YouTube especially, you're probably watching this video on YouTube right now. It's user generated content, right? I'm creating this content and Alphabet gets to sell advertising during my video, and it takes a big chunk of that advertising revenue for itself without really doing very much in terms of product growth, right? All it had to do is build out the platform, built out the initial technology, and then it just reaps the profits going forward. And compared to Amazon, where it's in a business where selling items, low price items online and then offering fast and free shipping to your doorstep, that's an expensive proposition and it's not very profitable. Amazon's web services, its cloud segment, is what's driving profitability in the business. Without the cloud segment, Amazon would be way, way, way behind in terms of profitability. The cloud segment, AWS, is really the only segment that's driving profits for Amazon, and so a big advantage to Alphabet here. The next metric I want to look at is cash flow from operations in the trailing 12 months, and again going back to around 2013, and again Alphabet showing the huge advantage here for the most part. Amazon caught up for a brief moment during the pandemic. Of course, again, that's when its business was really operating at full strength, maximum potential. Everything was in use. Customers were utilizing all of its capacity. It was delivering big orders to customers. Sales were exploding. Competition was decreasing, and so it was just an unsustainable moment in time, and Amazon has came back down to reality. Cash flow from operations in its trailing 12 months, just 39. I say just because it's, compared to Alphabet it seems low, but still 39.66 billion in cash flow from operations is incredibly lucrative. Compared to Alphabet, though, it looks like small fries. Alphabet generating 92.8 billion in cash flow from operations. Again, the big advantage going to Alphabet here. Finally, let's look at valuation, and I chose to use the forward PE ratio here, and comparing the two based on this metric, Amazon is more than 3 times more expensive than Alphabet, trading at 19.19, whereas Amazon is at 60.2. And considering that Alphabet was better in cash flow from operations, better in operating income and net income, and really the only area where Amazon was in the lead was in terms of revenue growth. And I'm not the kind of investor that's impressed with unprofitable revenue growth, and so I tend to favor profitability over revenue growth, and especially considering a valuation that's near 1/3 the amount of Amazon, I'm going to say Alphabet is the better stock to buy here. Alright, that's all I've got for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.